All right, good morning, cyber traders. Welcome back. Hopefully everybody's excited. Good runner-up we got this morning. Hopefully everybody's doing well. Let's get a little low, see if everybody can hear me okay. Good to see you, Lita. Good to see you, Michael. Good morning, George, everyone. Larry, good to see you. Welcome back. Where can I find it? Hold on, we'll just tell you a little bit of a watch list really quick. Sorry about we didn't post that up yet in the cyber group room. I'm sorry, in the YouTube room. Here we go. We got a couple of stocks that we're watching right now. So anyway, it's been. Did you see that big buyer that showed up just now on the BIMI? A 270,000 share buyer showed up. Just ran that stock up for about 10 cents. You could have traded several thousand shares of that stock. Was a great move. Just want to bring it up really quick to show you what I'm talking about. I'm just going to pop over here on level 4 right here. Look at this guy. 298,000 shares looking to be bought right there, 220. When he showed, he popped up his face. That thing just ran from $1.20 all the way up to $1.32. Look at all those bars. Ran up that stock. This is why we trade pre-market. This is why you guys are part of cyber trading. And for you, everyone on YouTube, Facebook Live, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click on the bottom, join us, do a trial, get in there or for some of you that are my alert service that are getting these, this is why we play the game. Now, you might think like, oh, it's only a lousy 10 cents. Yeah, okay. Trade 5,000 shares of that stock. It's $500. You know what? If you trade 1,000 shares and it's a $1,200 investment, you know what? $100 is a lot of money for some people to make it in what? About 5 minutes? That's a lot of money. So anyway, we're going to talk about some of those stocks and so on. But other than that, everything looks good. Audio's great. Audio doesn't sound good. Does audio sound okay for everybody else? I think it should be okay. Just it was at normal. It was like 300. It's all good. All right. So anyway, regarding about yesterday, we had a couple of good stocks that made some big moves regarding about what moved and what not. But let me just show you some of the stocks that we looked at, what we had. So what we had going into yesterday. So we had a couple of stocks that made some big moves. We had the Mara, all those stocks did pretty well. But, you could see in a way of that, they had a great run up. But my God, talking about a haircut, crap. I mean, listen, that stock just went from $80 down to $50. Look at that. It was a great short yesterday. It's starting to get beat up again. I mean, listen, a lot of people enjoy that ride. Listen, if you got out at you bought it at 40 and you sold it at 60 and you're in Eddie, big deal. But look what ends up happening. It's why as a day trader, we always get nervous on, we're very conservative. But that one, Riot, my God, I mean, all of them, not as bad as Mara, but Riot took a little bit of a hit yesterday. So a lot of those stocks did really well on the short. We had a couple other ones that we found. This TRT was pretty good 2 days ago. It ran from 4 up to 8, but really didn't do too much yesterday. That one was not terrible. Hold on, let me zoom out right here. Yeah, okay. So that one, that was another one that we had yesterday. Newegg. Kind of always like that stock. That stock was a great run up in July when it went public a little bit, just went from 10 to 80. One of those other big winners that we had became a day trade, but it ended up becoming a really nice short squeeze. Boyle, that one took a big hit and spelt it wrong. Boyle. That one took a big hit from 100 down to 50, made a little bit of a comeback yesterday. What else we had? The RMG. Was that right? RMG. They spelled it wrong. Wrong one. The KZR. What am I doing? KZR. Yeah, that one was a really nice little stock going into the afternoon. You could see it got halted. It was just amazing. It just did it all the way going into after hours. It was a nice little after hours run up. It just basically the last minute. I know Josh found it around 2:30, and I don't know what the hell happened. Just got halted. Went in there. You could still jump in. It just went all the way up to like $8, all the way up to about 15, and this went all the way till 7:30. This is pretty cool. I mean, we rarely trade in the after hours, but if you did, it just did a little bit of shake pop, did a little shake pop, nice Fausto flags, everything. But anyway, that's the past. Let's focus on the future now. So a couple of stocks out there we're going to look at this morning. There's a pretty decent list that we have. Now, once again, the BIMI he disappeared. I kind of like it a little bit. There's a couple iceberg orders I see right here around 77,000, around $1.25. It did back off a little bit, but the stock, everybody can afford to trade it. You all remember the stock very, very well. The stock had a nice move. We traded it, went from 50 cents, and it went all the way to $2.80. It was a great short squeeze. It was fun. We traded this back at the more towards the end of October. So you're talking about a stock that was up about 300-400%. Is it going to do it again? You know what? Only time could tell, but you know, here at Cybertrade University, we're going to be all over it. YouTube, tuber, RFJ, we're going to check that stock out, GOVX, in a minute. But there was a couple other stocks out there I think we should check first. I saw that, but I'm going to show you some other ones. PROG is another one we had this morning. That's moving pretty nicely. That was a stock that kind of spilled over from yesterday. It was a $3 stock, ran to about $3.30. It wasn't a big mover. You could trade a lot of shares of that stock. It's a level one stock, but she gapped up pretty nice going into the close. She ran all the way to $4. But, you know, it takes a lot to move this stock. Just be very careful. It's got some nasty shakes. This is one of those stocks that you might look at and be like, do I jump in? Do I jump out? Whatever. But you got to be careful this one because it is a slow mover. It's got some big shakes. It's a lot of algorithms trade on this stock. So we got the KZR. I'm going to throw that back on the watch list after making that big run. Starting to build a little bit of a support levels right here. So, but the spread is pretty big. Tier size are really small. It's probably a category 4. Just give you a heads up on that one. CRTD. This one gapped up pretty big in pre-market. You could see here one of those 4 a.m. more stocks that went to about 460, dropped down to 380. It's got some big iceberg orders that are holding here right around this 350-ish price range, 360. The more trades here, the more support it builds, the more support is. Maybe that could be, you know, the support level looking for. You could see it right here. It's got some supports right back here, back in August and back in September, which is pretty much where it's at right now. If it holds here, the stock could make a nice move, but it's an inexpensive stock, so a lot of you guys can afford to trade it. ZERB, another one that came up on my radar, another very inexpensive stock, decent volume. It's a little. I feel like it's a sleeper. Okay. It's not up that much. It didn't trade that much volume yet, but I like the trend that it's doing. It's got some resistance levels here going into October. If it does break this resistance around 230, I mean, listen, if you remember in July, we traded the stock. It ran from $1 to ran $4. It was a great day trade. It was a great swing trade. So listen, that's that one, you know, because we traded before, I kind of like it. Another sleeper that I want to be concerned about, I'm going to watch, is this GRNQ. Great pop right a little bit after 9 o'clock. We had this huge run up right here. You can see it right there. Big pop right there. It ran from like 97 cents to about $1.20. She's starting to trend up. Some of you remember the stock again. We traded this not too long ago, the end of October. Thing ran all the way to about $2.37 from $1.20. Now, for some of you listening this on a recording, some of you new here at Cybertrade University, maybe watching live on YouTube, Facebook Live, please don't discriminate stocks that are inexpensive stocks. Listen, some of you feel like you can't afford to trade these stocks. That's why you go to options. That's why you trade Forex. Listen, it's all about making a day's pay. Okay. Yes, Norman, I see that right now. We're going to hop over there right now. So the GOVX just had a little bit of a pop right now. It was one of those algorithms, 9 a.m. movers that made a nice pop right there from 375 to 550. But the stock is very, very volatile. Be very, very careful of the stock. Got great, some unbelievable volume. Let me look over here on level 4. Just going to bring it up over here. Just got to get the data for it. It takes a couple of. All right, so you had this big run up right at 9 a.m. So you had all these algos kicked in, but you got some buyers right here for 10,000, right around $5. Got resistance at 560. So I'm not completely sold on it. This guy just pulled his order. It's a ladder effect. Not really a good sign for the stock to go higher. So it's probably going to back off right here, but we'll keep an eye on it. LCID. Wow, this thing is really doing incredible. This stock has, and listen, this has not only been a good day trade for us, but it's been a great swing trade. So the stock is doing really, really nicely. Nice little trend, nice little push. Love it. Stock is, but we also know it is pretty volatile stock, and you got to be more of a category 5 trader. You know what? I like this stock because it got really crushed, but it's like one of the very few days it's finally made a big move. It's up about 14%, 700,000 shares. It just came back down a little bit, about 25 cents. I don't know. I'll put this one on my watch list also. And by the way, RIVN. Everybody know about this IPO? Holy crap! This automotive stock is killing it, killing it. Oh my God, when's this thing gonna stop? I got to hear my brother bragging all day. He's telling me we were in Vegas. I bought the IPO of RIVN. I'm like, yeah, but you know, it's $100 stock, 110, and then he's doing great right now. But listen, there's so many stocks out there to trade. You can't trade every single one of them. So we got a pretty decent list. It's a Tuesday. You know, we got today. Today is phase 3. If you're a student, cyber trading, you probably got the logon instructions. If you want to be a student and you want to learn how to day trade these stocks and you want to trade side by side with me, remember, you have to learn before you can earn. Talk to education advisor, tell you a little bit about it. But other than that, pretty much does it. That's all I got right now that we found this morning as a day trade. And we all know something's going to show up later on when the market opens up. Now, anything I'm missing? George says, Fausto, your thoughts on LCID? Listen, it keeps breaking higher highs. It's, you know, that's basically it. You know, I mean, like, just remember, George, you know this in class. You can't go broke taking profits. But that stock it's been doing, it's backs off. It's pretty volatile, but looks like it's making higher highs, you know. As long as you own it at a good price, George, on a swing trade, you're doing pretty well. As a day trade jumping in it, you got to be very skeptical. You got to be careful. Just don't trade too many shares of it because it is extremely volatile. All right. Anything else, everyone? You know me. I'm very, very conservative. I'm not, you know, I get very, very nervous when I trade these very fast moving stocks, you know, because they could turn on you. If you own it under 20, it's looking good. You're sure damn right it is. Absolutely. All right, so we got the watch list. Okay, guys, let's get ready for classes starting up. If you're watching YouTube, Facebook Live, we're back here every morning at 9 a.m. and at 2:30 p.m. You can always do a trial. Just like us, friend us, watch some of the videos, and see what it's all about. Students, we'll start commentating. Rich is going to be doing commentary while I'm going to be teaching class. So let's keep an eye on that. And by the way, the GOVX, just keep an eye on that one because it's really kind of building a support level right here. And because we know what it did in the past, you know, it could make a big move. Seeing what happened here, you could see it here in the long term. The stock was a really big mover. It was in a $60 price range. We know it made a big move right here back last year in July. So definitely want to keep an eye on it. It's just a very fast moving stock, so be careful. All right, guys, happy trading. And we'll see you when the market opens up. And for everybody else on YouTube, Facebook, we'll see you at 2:30.